In this video I'm going to be making a start on my underslung water tanks, and there they are there. So let's do it. Let's do it now. So I had a couple of different choices on tanks to go for. There's Barrett tanks and CAK tanks here in the UK. They seem to be the two main players in underslung water tanks for van conversions. I'm surprised there's only two suppliers really, but there does seem to be. If you know of a third or more, then do let me know and let others know in the comments down below what you found. But I spoke to a very nice chap at Barrett Tanks because everything I've seen on the internet and on YouTube and reviews does seem to suggest that they are definitely the better of the two. But he said, I'd love to help you out, but we've got such a backlog of orders, I'm not going to be able to do anything until probably around October time, and we're in the middle of June at the moment. So I thought, oh, that's a bit strong. So I've had to go with plan B, which is the CAK tanks. So I rang Barrett again and I said, are you sure you can't do anything? And they said, no, sorry, we're just absolutely snowed under, and major supply issues as well, getting hold of the raw materials. And take your pick who you should blame for that. It could be Brexit, it could be COVID. Personally, I might go with blaming the Wombles. They're always a good one to blame for everything, really. So I'm going to give CAK the benefit of the doubt. I've ordered the two tanks, here they are, and we'll see what we've got. Several people on YouTube seem to suggest that it's CAK by name and CAK by nature, but I'm going to remain open to the idea that actually, fingers crossed, they are okay, and that's just people that don't know their arse from their elbow. So anyway, let's crack these open and see what we got. So I'll leave the accessory box until later. And I've got two different sizes of tank here, so I'm guessing this is probably the freshwater one and that is the wastewater. So I've ordered the ones that are specifically for Fiat Ducato X290 extra long wheelbase chassis. So these, all being well, should fit like a glove because they say it's for that van, and that's what I've got. So let's break these straps and see what we have. Okay, bit of packaging at the end there, and that's where we have some connections. Look, so they were protecting those connections, and nothing at the other end. Let's turn it over, and nothing there. So assuming that's going to go in that orientation, and this is the freshwater tank, so I'm assuming that that is going to be the fill point, that is going to be the drain point, and that is going to be the output into the van for the water. And this is a code 233, that's what that is, and it looks fairly sturdy and solid, I have to say. So no real dramas there. One thing that is missing, of course, is some kind of access hatch. I knew that because others have mentioned that they don't come with access hatches. So I'm going to need to order an access hatch to go in there. And also I need to order my water level gauge to go in there. I couldn't order that until these actually arrived because I wanted to double check actually what this depth here is. I don't trust measurements on the internet for ordering 100 quid water level meters. I wanted to wait until it actually arrived and measure it myself. Well, that all seems fairly straightforward. Right, let's have a look at the waste tank. Okay, more packaging. So same sort of design, but obviously a wee bit smaller. Interestingly, on this one we have a connection on this end here which looks wonky, to be honest, but still, that must be in at the bottom. That must be the waste out to go to the drain tap. And then I have, well, that's interesting, Okay, there's a connection on this side, and there's another one over here as well. And again, there's no access hatch in that either, so again I do need to fit an access hatch. Right, let's get a closer look at the two. Okay, now bearing in mind these are allegedly designed specifically for the extra long wheelbase X290 chassis. So if you've got a an L2 or an L3 length van rather than the L4, then they may well be slightly different to this. But anyway, the Freshwater one is here. So these are the three connections at this end, which I spoke about before. There's no other connections on it, but interestingly, if you look from the side here, the middle piece is slightly lower down than the ones at the side, so hopefully that is shaped specifically to go in a particular point under the chassis. And the waste tank has two connections, one at each side there at the top and one on this end at the bottom here. So again, I assume that's the drain out, and that would be the drain out on that one. And then these are the connections in on the side there. Now lots of people seem to cut these off and put a bigger connection in. I may choose to do that. I'm gonna just suck it and see on that one and make a decision in due course, but that's always an option. I do need to fit an access hatch again for cleaning purposes. However, if this is the top of it, which is going to be sort of up underneath the van, then what I'm going to do is put it on the bottom, because I don't want to take this bad boy down every time I want to clean it. That just seems stupid, that does. Now, interestingly, both of them, you'll see these got these little white things here, which is a little bung by the looks of it, with a little hole in the top. And if I pull that out, will that come out? Yeah, that does come out. There's a hole straight into the tank. So I assume that must be the air vents on the top there. No instructions have come with this whatsoever, and trying to get hold of CAK tanks or leisure lines or whatever they want to call themselves is basically impossible, because for the last 18 months they just haven't bothered to answer their phone, not once. So I'll just have to use my imagination on that and figuring out what that is. Right, let's have a look at the accessory pack that came with this. Okay, so we get a box of bits with it as well. Let's get it all out and then we can see what we've got. So some various lengths of convoluted pipe, a water inlet, two bags of fixings. One's got a grey tap in and one's got a blue tap in, so that obviously is waste and fresh water, and it looks like the clamps are in there and some bolts. And then we have 4 brackets here. Let's just get these out. Right, let me take a moment to arrange this on the table and then we'll come back to it. Okay, let's have a look what we've got here. Now, bear in mind this is just my own personal opinion, and I'm not sponsored by CAK Tanks or anybody else or Barrett Tanks. I just say what I see. So this is what you get with it. We've got one inlet here. I've had a go at this, and that has, I'm not sure you can see them there, these 3 tiny little plastic lugs, which is what holds that. And the locking mechanism seems absolutely appalling. So that is crap. But luckily, I've already fitted a Fiamma water inlet, so I don't need that. If anyone wants that, just comment down below and I'll happily send that to you. And you get this fairly thick pipe here, which looking at the size of that and looking at the size of that, that obviously goes on there. So this is the freshwater in, and then on the freshwater tank, if I come round, that obviously fits over that big connection there, which it does quite nicely, so that's fine. And I think that will probably be long enough. You could get two other pipes, they're both the same diameter and the same length, one blue, one grey, so I'm assuming the blue is the freshwater. Now I'm guessing this must be the drain point, which is going to go on that one, because that seems to fit there. However, I'm not entirely convinced. I'll just try and get that on so it stays there. I'm not entirely convinced that that is going to be long enough, but anyway, it may be. Let's not judge until we get it underneath. And the same on the waste tank. We've got this one, which I'm guessing is going to go on there, and again takes you to the side. Now I want to put my two drain taps in the same place, so I'm suspecting already that one of those is definitely not going to be long enough, and I'm going to have to order a longer piece. These are the fixings that you get. I've just opened one of the bags. This is the freshwater one. So you get some Jubilee clips, one spring clip, which is the right size for the blue pipe, but you don't get any for the bigger one. And we've got these hook bolts, which I'm guessing will hook up into the chassis and bolt it on. The drain tap here is like so. It looks like it's threaded here, but it doesn't come with a nut or anything, and I'm not quite sure exactly how you're supposed to attach that. So I'll look into that. I'm guessing what I'm probably going to have to do is make up a plate to go on here and have the two sort of side by side. But that seems really cheap and plasticky. I mean, I know they're all made of plastic, but I mean that's like super plasticky. And I guess in the grey one is going to be exactly the same. So I might even buy some better quality ones of those yet. We'll see how we get on. And finally, we have the brackets over here. So I've got two smaller ones, which I'm guessing are the correct width for the waste tank, which they are, and three for the bigger tank, being a bit longer, which I'm assuming go over like that. Well, that's interesting. Look there, that's quite a loose fit, where the ones for the waste tank are, oh actually no, it's about the same look, isn't it? One thing I've noticed on one of these already is already starting to rust there. Look at that. So they're definitely going to need treating and painting. And anyway, that's what you get in the kit. So there it is. I'm going to I'm still going to withhold judgment until I actually sort of get on and get these fitted. There's a couple of bits I think are a bit shoddy so far, which is the taps there, and also, which you can see from this angle, some of these connections have been put on all wonky and slanted. And on the freshwater one, this one is difficult to see on the video, I know. This one is sticking uphill very slightly, and this is sticking downhill very slightly. I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be like that, but don't know. Very disappointed in the brackets, already starting to rust. I mean, how difficult is that to make that out of you know, sort of galvanized material that's suitable for being underneath a van? So as regards to my experience of CAK Tanks, well, when I ordered it, they said there was a 6-week lead time. It actually took 9 weeks to arrive, and sort of courtesy email wise and things like that, just to you know, the sort of thing that lets you know that you haven't been forgotten and everything's all in hand. The total of those emails added up to a big fat 0. So make your own mind up on that, whether you think that's good, bad or indifferent. But anyway, hey ho, we're still pre-summer, and at least it has arrived. So the next job for me is to order the access hatches and order the water fill level gauges to get those fitted, and also see what other attachments and things I may need. So I'll get that all organized, and then we'll come back to this. Well, for me that will be probably about a week. For you it will be in just a couple of seconds.